Hey there, hello. I am an alien. Ah. Yay, 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 yay. Hello, everyone. Hi, there. Hello, Pebble Society. Hello, Ricky. Hello, Waffle. Hello, Hamster. Hello, Nacho Cheese. Hello, Bob Jones. Hello, Blimey Limey. Hello, Nate. Hello, Frost. Hello, Umkar. Pebble Society says, got this on half screen and 30 people in a VC yelling at me. So ready for this epic experience. Why do you have 30 people yelling at you? I can yell at you too. Make it 31. Why, Pebble Society? Why? Yay, happy Sunday, everyone. Hello. Yay. 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 Yeah. Coffee ASMR. You hear it? Iced coffee ASMR. Iced coffee ASMR. Let's sit and be merry for a moment before I read, so that people who want to come in can come in. Hi everyone! Yay! Oh my gosh. I was really pleasantly surprised that oh, your favorite VTuber, thank you! Oh, I hope eventually someday I'll be someone's Oshi, that'd be so cool. Yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised that my first reading of All Tomorrows got like a lot of views for my channel. Of course, I'm like a small VTuber still, but it was a lot of views for my channel. It was like over 400 and a lot of watch hours. So, I mean, not that like everything I do is for watch hours and views, but it's always nice if, I don't know, I guess maybe anyone who creates content could understand. It's nice if you try something new and it pays off, because I was like, oh, like, do people like reading? Is anyone gonna care? Is anyone gonna come? But I guess people like reading and they like sci-fi. So oh, hello, Milk Porch. Yeah, good audiobook by yours truly. I'm sorry if I mispronounce some words or I stumble on some words. It's that classic thing where it's like, if you're a reader, you know a lot of words, but you know how to read them, but you don't know how to pronounce them. So I'm sorry if I mispronounce words. But yeah, I definitely want to read more books on stream since people like it, as long as they're short book. Well, like if it's a longer book, I could do it in a few, streams, but this one's nice that it has pictures also, because that kind of like breaks up the reading. It gives me a chance to add my delightful and meaningful commentary. Also, I just noticed, I think this background behind me, I bought it online for a few dollars, but I just noticed, I think the background behind me, I feel like it was created with AI. Oh, Isaac Asimov, as long as it's, I think I've read something by him, I forget what. Actually, no, I think I'm reading something by him. What's it called? It's a sequel to iRobot, I think, but yeah, anyways. Oh my gosh, I think I noticed the background behind me. It looks like it was made with AI, which is not... Is my face lagging? Okay, sorry. I was maybe lagging, but yeah, anyways, yeah, I think the background... Sorry, my brain was doing a hard reboot. I think the background behind me was made with AI. Boo. Yeah. Caves of Steel. I'm reading Caves of Steel. I just, like, was taking a break because long story short, but I get books from the online library from my city library, but then my I think my edition of the book like timed out, because even ebooks, if you rent it, you don't have it forever. You have it for a few weeks. I think it timed out, but I think I have it again, so I think I can finish it. Yeah, anyways. I'm sorry, that's very boomer. Well, I don't know. It's somehow both boomerish and zoomerish. Like, I like to support the local library. Hello, Lulak. Yay, Faye there. I like to support the local library, so I try to... I mean, I haven't been to a physical library in years, but yeah, a lot of libraries, or at least a lot of like bigger libraries these days have like online ebooks, and so, I mean, I'll be honest, I still pirate a lot of music and things, but I'm like, my city has a good online library. Well, actually, I don't even live in that city anymore, but I'm like, damn it, I lived there for a few years and I paid taxes there for a few years. I deserve the library. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm reading I will finish Caves of Steel soon. Anyways, yeah, saying I think this background behind me was made with AI, and I only kind of realized recently that it's like I think it's becoming a problem in the VTuber sphere and probably other spheres is that like hello Aiden Risk, hello Aiden. Anyways, yeah, I think AI art is becoming like an issue in the VTubing community. So but luckily I have wait, did I have my background music on? Yeah, I do. Okay. Luckily luckily I have someone's gonna make me a custom bedroom background soon and it'll be really cool. So it'll be here in a few weeks because I started out VTubing with like a lot of pre-made assets, but I'm slowly trying to replace with like assets that I purchased for myself. So look forward to it. Look forward to some fun new assets. Yeah, and yeah, let's go. Everyone's excited except my wallet. My wallet is sad. I feel like if you were never trying VTubing yourself, you would never realize how much money you could waste on this hobby, which I definitely have, but it's fun, it's making me happy, and I have some money to spend right now, which I didn't always, but yeah, right now I'm fortunate enough to have some spare cash to spend on this, and I don't do anything else, so whatever. Literally coping, it's fine. Yeah, but I definitely, we'll start reading in a minute, but I definitely want to, oh, happy cake day, Aiden. Oh, you're old enough to drink in the USA, congrats. This is where the back pain comes on in and never leaves. Just kidding. I am in my mid-20s and I like who I am becoming as I age, so yeah. Coffee slurp. Yeah, I would love to read more books as long as they're, what's the word? Like, it's not public property, public domain. Yeah, happy travel around the sun. Yeah, I would love to read more books. I just want to make my channel not be, that would suck if my videos were like taken down or something. I don't know. To be honest, like my Muse Dash streams, it says, oh, I can recap, for Umkar, I can recap the story for everyone, because it's kind of like, basically, this isn't really a spoiler, this all happens within the first, like, five pages. It's like, there's a kind of evil race of, kind of like a evil race of aliens who, they basically take humans, but then they put humans all over the galaxy, but then, like, turn them into oh, hello, Alice! They take humans, but then they kind of just, like, evolve humans into various forms on different planets, so it's, like, a bunch of different evolutionary paths of humans, so it's, like, one planet will have, like, worm humans, then one planet will have, insect humans, then one planet will have flying humans, and then, so basically, for most of the book, it's just, it'll let me pin Waffles' message. We have a Discord, it's very fun, and I say hi to everyone, and we all share photos and things in there, and it's great, and memes. My memes are hilarious. Anyways, yeah, brain reset. Yeah. So it's like a bunch of just like different, each page is like a short story on what humans became on that planet, and then it'll be an artwork illustrating that. So, are there donut humans? I don't know, but there was like there was a kind of humans, and it was like a quilt made out of human flesh, but it was like I don't know, it was just like a quilt made out of human flesh, and they all communicate with each other, but it was just, I don't know, things like that. It was delightful. So yeah, you can always go back and watch the first part, but I think you could understand the story, and because it's like, it's not really a linear story, it's more like just a bunch of different ideas of what humans could evolve into, and then an artwork, and then a new, yeah. Love, Death, and Robots. I haven't seen that, but I heard it's good. It's on Netflix, right? Yeah. Perfect. Yes, the artworks are very cursed. I guess if you're, I wouldn't call it like horror, but it's kind of like creepy, weird artwork, and like kind of like anatomical drawings, and like just weird things that could happen to humans. So it's like, if you're, there's no gore or anything, but I would say if you're like disgusted by bodily horror kind of things, to like be aware of that, I guess. Yeah, but let me sip some coffee, and it looks like we have a few friends joining us, and we'll read in a minute. Yeah, I guess you could call it body horror. There's no. Oh, hello, Eggs here. Yeah, there's no. Like, I wouldn't say there's gore or anything, but it's kind of like creepy. So if you. Perfect Christmas tale for us. Just kidding, just kidding. I think people have recommended H.P. Lovecraft. Like, apparently he has some kind of Christmas related stories. That'd be fun if I could read that before Crimbus. Mmm. Coffee slurp. Mmm. Okay. Okay, my mouth is moist, and we can read now. Oh, and smash that. I always want to say smash that upvote, but we're not on Reddit. Smash that like button, and let's read a little bit. And I'll show you. I think this is where we finished last time. So it was these insectagophi humans. Oh, at the Mountain of Madness. Ooh, that'd be fun to read H.P. Lovecraft for Christmas or a Crimbus celebration. Okay, so that was our last friend that we saw. Let's keep going. Let's learn. Okay. Spacers. It must be remembered that the Star People did not succumb entirely to the Q invasions. While their worlds fell away one by one, some Star People took refuge in the void of space. One after another, entire communities scrambled into generation ships and cast themselves off into the darkness, hoping to go unnoticed by the beings that had overrun their galaxy. Desperate times made for desperate measures. As the Starmen had observed during their initial colonization of the galaxy, life in generation ships inevitably led to mass insanity and anarchy. This time, however, humans had to adapt themselves or face extinction. Entire asteroid fields were confiscated and hollowed out to make spaceships of unseen size. These hollow shells cradled bubbles of precious air and water, but no artificial gravity of any kind. It was discovered that a purely ethereal existence would ease the stress of interstellar exile, provided that its inhabitants were adapted for life inside such an environment. Furthermore, people were forced to change themselves. In an atmospherically sealed, gravity-free environment, their bones were left free to grow longer, thinner, spindlier. The circulatory and digestive systems were pressurized to avoid heart problems and congestion. The latter change had another advantageous side effect. Humans could navigate through the void with jets of air expelled from modified anuses. Such experiments were numerous and usually plagued with failure. Yet they did succeed in creating a future. Sealed tight in their moon-sized, air-filled, weightless havens, the descendants of the Star People managed to evade the scourge of the Q. It was an endless diaspora. Even after the Q left, they would find themselves too divergent to have anything to do with their ancestral lifestyles. The survivors of the initial hurdle would never set foot on a planet again. Oh joy, it's... Ew. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not the worst thing we've seen in this... Oh, hello, KK1. Yes, they are propelling themselves with their anuses. Sorry if this is anyone's first experience with this book. I promise it's a cool book. But yes, this is what this book is like. I'll read the caption. 40 million years from today, spacers like this individual are the only truly sentient human beings that survive. They are so comfortable in their weightless refuges that the fates of their bestial cousins elsewhere do not concern them. They're also painfully rare. Their entire population in the Milky Way galaxy does not exceed a few dozen arcs and 100 billion souls. That's delightful. I mean, it's less creepy. Yeah, congrats, humans, I guess. I mean, I think I'd rather go extinct than look like this, but whatever. Pick your poison, I get. Oh, ruin haunters. I almost thought this said ruin hamsters, and I was like, hamster humans? That'd be so disgusting. Let's read. Ruin haunters, a particular human species singled out by its lucky access to the heritage of its stellar ancestors, would eventually get to play a leading role in the shape of things to come. They had gotten through the Q invasion with relatively little degradation. Yes, they had been reduced to the level of apes, but their recovery had been quick. Apparently, the Q had not worked as hard at suppressing their intelligence, nor had they made a comparable effort to wipe away the material traces of the Starmen. Even after millions of years, enormous ruins of the global urban spaces littered the continents of their worlds. Thus did the rune hunters earn their names. With developed minds and unrestricted access to the wisdom of the ancient cities, the exponential pace of their development was only natural. One by one, they deciphered and built upon the secrets of the bygone star people until they almost equaled their galactic ancestors in wisdom and skill. All of this development happened in an unnaturally short period of time, and sometimes the old technologies were not even understood as they were blindly replicated. Needless to say, such a pace of development put premature stresses on the social and political structures of the ruin haunters. They barely survived the 5 consecutive world wars that raked their planet, 2 of which were thermonuclear exchanges. They made it through. Their baptism with fire had hardened and awakened them. The wars united them politically and pushed their technological capabilities even beyond the level of the Starmen. Coincidentally, they also developed a dangerous form of autochthonous madness. The ruin haunters had come to believe that they were the sole descendants and the true heirs of the Star People, and they were ready and willing to do anything in order to claim their fictitious bygone golden age. Would I still love you if you were a worm? No. I don't love you now. Next question. Oh, he looks like the Minecraft villagers a little bit. It's kind of like, in like Squidward, it's kind of like cute in an ugly way. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of ugly cute. I mean, compared to some of the other things we've seen in this don't die. Don't die. Fine, Actually, no, I don't love you. Lol, you can't guilt trip me. Let's learn about this man. Only 1,000 years after the Q departure, a ruin haunter wanders among the shattered remains of a city of the Star People. The dominating form of an even greater Q pyramid can be seen in the background. Bold and brash! Yes, he's bold and brash. Squidward. What is it? August 24th, 2036, heat death of the universe. August 24th, 2036, heat death of the universe. Did I get the date correct? What's the date from the heat death of the universe video? I love that video. Someone Google when Squidward's heat death of the universe is. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain it later. I'll show you guys. Okay. Sentience Reborn. If any sort of periodical arrangement can be brought to the history of mankind, the post-Q era of emerging human animals can be likened to a series of millennial dark ages. However, like any dark age situation, these periods of silence had finite lifespans. One by one, like stars emerging from the fog, new civilizations were born out of the shattered remnants of mankind. In some rare cases, the recovery was swift and straightforward. In most other situations, it came only after a lengthy series of adaptive radiations, extinctions, and secondary diversifications. Within these lines of descent, there was as much distance between initial post-humans and their intelligent descendants as between the first Cretaceous fuzzballs and Homo sapiens. Sooner or later, human intelligence returned to the cosmos. But except from their shared ancestry, these new people had nothing in common with the people of today, or even each other. Wow, some of those are actual biology terms that ring a bell back from when I was a young alien who was majoring in biology. That awakens a deep-seated memory. I feel like the author, I don't know if the author is a writer or if he has background in biology, but I feel like he did his research writing this. I think it's a he. Actually, I don't know. I think the author's a he. He did, I feel like he did his research writing this book though, which is cool, because it's obviously fiction, but I feel like he tries to apply real, science concepts to it, which I really enjoy. What? We don't get a picture. Rude. Maybe we're starting a new kind of chapter in the book with let's see. Extinction. Not all human animals made it through. In fact, it must be realized that the majority of post-Q humans died out during the eras of transition. Extinction, the utter and absolute death of an entire family, entire community, entire species was rampant in the galaxy. There was nothing cruel or dramatic in all this. Extinction was as common and as natural as speciation. Sometimes a species simply fail to adapt to competition or the abrupt change of conditions. On other occasions, their numbers dwindled across imperceptible gulfs of time. This way or the other, human animals faded out. In all of this death, however, there was new life. As one species vacated a certain niche, others would soon step in to take its place. Adaptive radiations would follow, filling in the blanks with myriads of diverse and varied forms. Despite the fallen, the flow of life would proceed, blazing in constant turnover. Dun 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 dun! Oh! I don't like this one. It's creepy. What is it? Okay, let's see. The fossil of an extinct aquatic human from a forgotten colony world. Unbeknownst to the universe, his kind adapted, flourished, and died out soon after the key retreat. His tale serves to tell us that all that is alive will inevitably perish, and it is the journey, not the conclusion, that matters. At least it's dead. I was worried that it would be like this, like alive. But what is this thing below its face? Is that its jaw? Does it have like a shark jaw? What is that? I guess. I don't know. That's, I'm struggling to think of a compliment for this one. I was gonna try to be optimistic, but I'm having a hard time coming up with a compliment for this one. Wow, free space. Woo! It's sipping coffee. Oh, good snake people. Oh, hi, Joe R. Just joined. We are learning about the theoretical things that humans could evolve into. Okay. Snake people, descendants of the worms. The scorching sun eventually cooled down and life flooded back to the surface from her subterranean stronghold. As animals of all kinds exploded into the terrestrial niches that had been left vacant for millennia, so did the descendants of the worms. On the surface, they found new opportunities as entire assemblages of serpentine grazers, swimmers, predators, and people. One form, descended from tree-climbing mammalian snakes, re-evolved the human intelligence that had lain dormant for so long. They observed, contemplated, and philosophized with this novel, spirally coiled brains, and handled the world with a singular pelvic hand, born out from the remnants of their ancestors' feet. Oh, good. They looked nothing at all like their distant human ancestors, but their social development followed a similar path. Several agricultural world empires, followed by industrial revolutions, social experiments, world wars, civil wars, and globalization. But then again, socio-political parallelism in history did not necessarily imply a similar or even recognizably human world. Modern cities of the global snake world were tangles of pipe-like roads, branching, three-dimensional railroads, and windowless hole-like buildings. Though their knotted architecture differed from region to region, these settlements generally looked like kilometer-wide balls of glass, metal, plastic, and cloth, wrapped so tightly that a human of today would find it impossible to move inside them. Plazas and open areas were totally absent, as they presented navigational obstacles and areas of insecurity. Their evolutionary background in the trees had made the snake people into borderline agoraphobes. None of these, of course, were unusual to the snakes in any way. Their relatively alien lifestyle was as particular to them as ours is to us. All across their world, the arterial cities throbbed with people, each with their own joys, sorrows, and chores, living out lives as humans as any other intelligent beings. Cool, snakes that live in hamster balls. What is he doing? Is he sipping from a drink? Oh, he's smoking. What is he wearing? He's wearing like the best time to wear a striped sweater. Ew. I mean, I guess he has like a nice little apartment here. I don't know. I'm trying to compliment them. I feel bad for them. It says, a snake person at home enjoying a book while smoking and quote-unquote listening to vibrational ground music. Through the open door can be seen the chaotic tangle of the city. Where's the city? It's an ugly sweater. I don't like the collar. It kind of has like a clown little frilly collar, but I mean, oh god, this is pelvis hand that they mentioned. I'm trying to compliment him. I mean, I guess like, I guess it's cool that they invented reading and the music. I mean, I can't recommend smoking. It's not good for you, but good for him, I guess. I mean, anyways, okay. Ooh, killer folk, descendants of the human predators. The carnivores also rebounded into civilization. Their journey involved a series of changes during which they lost the adaptations that had allowed them to endure as the top predators of their world. The saber teeth, once used for slashing through sinew and trachea, became fragile and thin, useful only as organs of social display. The hook-like thumb claws were also reduced, but not deleted. In their place, the last two digits rotated perpendicularly to become newfangled graspers. All this gracility, however, did not mean weakness. Although they were no longer specialized for hunting, the killer folk could still kill with their bare hands, but only if they really wanted to. What enormous claws and teeth could not do, they could easily achieve with bow, arrow, flintlock repeater, or gas rifle. Their descent from predators gave the killer folk a unique social profile. Almost all of their religions had rituals allowing for periods of completely natural animalistic hunts and duels. This necessity of venting these atavistic urges also led to the formation of religious hunter nobilities, privileged warriors who were skilled in the arts of hunting, war, and murder. Entire societies were assembled underneath these ruling classes, orderly communities that erupted once every year into an orgy of death, sex, and prayer. For thousands of years, nomadic warriors, together with their vast herds of once human livestock, chased and battled each other across a chessboard of continents. All of this, let me scroll down. All of this chaos was to be swept apart with the advent of modernity. In a development comparable to an industrial revolution, one nation pack of killers devised methods of settled, intensive factory farming, organized state structure, secularism, and technological leapfrogging were quick to follow. Needless to say, such developments polarized the world into bands of progressive, developed factory herders and increasingly fanatical hunting states. While one side condemned their old animal ways, the other side embraced them with blind zealotry. This was their crisis of modernity, the balkanization of the progressive and conservative factions on the road to global unity. Fortunately, the killers managed to pull themselves through, even after drifting dangerously close to global conflict at certain points. Let's see. Oh. I feel like this is not that bad. I feel like some of the things in this book were like so terrible that when something like doesn't have like a weird like genitals coming out of it, or it's not like peeing or something, I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. I mean, like, he has a nice hat. I mean, he's he has like kind of like a fresh fade, I guess. I don't know. He kind of has like a little goatee. I don't necessarily agree with his fashion choices, but I could see he tried, and I respect the drip. I respect his attempt at drip. He evolved into a furry. Yeah. Joey. Where are the bare hands? Is this the... He has like a rotating... Ew. I mean, okay, I'll say hi, Andrew. Did I forget to say hi to anyone? If I forgot to say hi to anyone, yell at me and I'll say hi. Or if you're lurking and you want to shout out, speak now or forever hold your peace. Just kidding. You could come in at any time and I'll say hi. A young male killer tours one of the myriad ruined fortresses in his country, testimony of their species' bloody protean history. The planet of the killer folk is an archaeologist's paradise. It has more buried dark ages, ruined cultures, and fallen kingdoms than any other world. Wow. Is that a skin fedora? Nacho cheese, shut up. I already said hi to you. I'm really nice, you guys. I'm really nice and well developed, well adjusted to the horrors of life on Earth. It's fine. So is this man, apparently, or whatever planet he's on. Oh, the next one has breeders in the name. We're off to a great start. Tool breeders, descendants of the swimmers. They used to be simple creatures, descendants of a battered people that had taken to the sea. Their remote sapiens ancestors would have given such beings no chance of a sentient comeback, for they thought that technological advances were impossible in the fluid medium of the oceans. But the swimmers disproved such predictions by founding one of the most advanced and most outrageously alien cultures of the entire human lineage. Fire, the cornerstone of industrial engineering, was almost impossible to sustain and use underwater. But the breeders simply choose another path when the complex tool-making proved impracticable. They began to breed their tools and machines for them. Oh joy. It had started long before the species was even intelligent. In the endless variety of life in the seas, the swimmers always adopted and controlled the organisms that were useful in some way. Once domesticated, these creatures were willingly or unintentionally modified through artificial selection and conditioning. The process was slow, but once underway, its effects were formidable. A modern city of the breeders was a sight to behold. Huge, heart-like creatures pumped out nutritious fluids to a network of self-repairing living conduits. This was their equivalent of a power grid, and it reached every single one of the breeders' huge exoskeletal dwellings, powering bioluminescent lights, flickering cephalopod skin televisions, medicinal sea squirts, and countless other devices that had been bred from living creatures. The advances in biology had risen exponentially until genetic engineering was completely mastered. Modern breeders did not even need to use animals. A simple manipulation of cultured tissues and stem cells could give solutions to any problem at hand. The mastery of genetics had conquered many obstacles. The yawning ocean depths, as well as the planet's few tiny land masses, were now firmly within the breeder's grasp. Wait, let me scroll down. You guys can't see. The mastery of genetics had conquered many obstacles. The yawning ocean depths, as well as the planet's few tiny land masses, were now firmly within the breeder's grasp. However, they were not content with mere planetary dreams. New forms and bizarre creatures were still being developed in daring attempts to conquer the one realm that was most hostile to life. Sealed in their living ships, the breeders wished to return to the stars. Hello, Ghost Panther. Yeah, you came in at the right time. We're talking about breeding. I apologize. Oh. I don't even know what's going on. Let's read the caption. A breeder huntress on a garden reef. Living tools are an indispensable part of these beings' daily lives. She manages to breathe underwater through an oxygen-filtering crustacean fitted over her blowhole. She holds a mollusk-derived rifle that shoots out specially modified fish teeth, and her companion is a brain-augmented fish that has been hardwired to return kills. Buildings made from calcified shells glitter in the background, ablaze with bioluminescence. Yes, I guess it's like dolphins, but they watch TV on other organisms and use a gun that's also an organism, and this is like South Scrimshaw, but worse. I don't know if you guys haven't seen South Scrimshaw played it. You could either watch my playthrough or play it. It's good. Okay. Saurosapiens, livestock of the lizard herders. One of humanity's eventual inheritors was not even human. They came from the reptilian stock that had proliferated during the demise of the lizard herders. Theirs was a true case of a world turned upside down. As the humans degenerated into witless animals, the cold-blooded reptiles prospered in the tropical climate of their planet. Millennia passed, and they began to produce increasingly smarter forms, one of which, distantly resembling featherless versions of the predatory dinosaurs of the past, actually crossed over the threshold of sentience and built up a series of civilizations. These fledgling cultures were quick to understand the true origin of the monstrous ruins littering their planet, ruins that until then had been considered natural aberrations or timeless memorabilia of gods. Now, however, they saw the intermingled ruins of the Q and the Star People for what they really were. It was through this understanding that the biologically unrelated Saurus took up the cultural identity of humanity. In their archaeological efforts, the Saurus began to understand that the animals they used for food and labor were descended from the founders of their very existence. And somewhere in the stars lurked the forces that malformed them, forces greater than the star people, dark forces that might someday return. The human animals served as a reminder, just as Pandaravis had, that if the Saurus sapiens wanted to assure their continued existence in the cosmos, they had to be watchful. The pressure of such a reality put their cultures under enormous stress. Some factions turned to made-up religions and remained ignorant under an umbrella of comforting fantasies. Others acknowledged the threats of the galaxy, but reverted to a paranoid rhetoric of conservationism. The galaxy had scared them greatly. Finally, there were those who saw the galactic readout and acted to face the odds, however great they might be. Conflicts and even wars were not uncommon between these three factions. In the end, the centuries-long dispute began to resolve in the progressive faction's favors. As they expanded their spheres of knowledge, influence, and activity, the Saurus sapiens became human as any other civilization opening up to the galaxy. Is this what I want to do with you? Yes, I will. I think I like the skin quilt we saw in my first reading. I think that's what you guys should become. Or you could become like living TVs for me. I would accept that. Wow. Cute. Wait, so it's like, oh, wait. Oh, is it like riding the human? Because this, I guess the second half of the book is things that like replaced humans. So I guess this is saying that, is he riding a human? Or is his pet riding him? That's neat, I guess. Let me sip coffee, and the humans became horses. Oh gosh. I mean, that's nice, I guess. Okay. Let's see. Modular people, the descendants of the colonials. The blind workings of evolution followed the unlikeliest paths, made use of the most fleeting opportunities. The very existence of the modular people was testimony to this fact. Their ancestors, the colonials, would have been seen as hopeless cripples by almost any observer. They lacked coherent organs, and their existence was limited to carpeting water shores like mats of algae. But as degenerate as they were, the colonials were resilient survivors, able to hold on to life in the harshest of conditions. As time passed, they began to organize themselves in differentiated colonies instead of homogeneous mats. In the colonies, each human cell could perform a singular function and benefit from the union of others. Thus began the Great Age of organization, during which different colonies competed with each other by developing specialized human cells that would give them an edge in the struggle for life. Some colonies grew enormous taproots that were able to siphon resources from far away. Others abandoned roots, came altogether, and began to move themselves on starfish-like foot segments. Some colonies came up with units equipped with claws and poisons, taking competition to a brand new, deadly level. Others responded to the threat with armor plating or watcher cells equipped with enormous eyes. The eventual winner of this colonial arms race was a sentient colony, organized around hyper-specialized units whose entire purpose was to direct the others. These colonies spread around the planet as they adapted the parts of their rivals to function within themselves. Thus were the modular people born. Sorry, I had to hiccup. Living in fully industrialized megalopoli, they came in an indescribable variation of shapes and sizes. Anything from castle-like guardian forests to diminutive scuttling couriers was a member of the modular whole. They could combine with each other and split up or exchange parts as needs presented themselves. The only thing constant in all of their protean existence was their mental and cultural unity. Due to their biological structure, these people had managed the impossible. They were actually living in a world of peace and utopian equality where everybody was happy to be parts of a greater, united wholes. Communism! Just kidding, let's see them. Wait, why does that not look like oh, wait. Oh, is this like multiple organisms living together on one tower? It says, a modular colony treats a specialized digester unit with sprays of anti-ulcer medication produced by the medical drone held in its quote-unquote hands. Notice the differing segments, each of them mutated human beings in themselves. Wait, that was like a lot. I have to take that all in again. They're having... So one of the humans is a digester unit, and it needs anti-ulcer meds. So they made anti-ulcer meds for it. It's... I mean, they sound like they're happy, so good for them, I guess. I need a coffee sip and come to terms with this. Okay, cool. Let's keep it moving. Okay. Parasapiens, descendants of the Flyers. The Flyers' supercharged hearts had given them an evolutionary winning hand, and they diversified to fill up the heavens. It was only a time before the competition in the skies got too intense, even for their souped-up metabolisms. Some lineages gave up their wings and returned to the ground, living as differing sorts of predators, herbivores, and even swimmers. Their aerial adaptations gave them an edge on the ground, and they produced forms of stupendous size and agility. They were wonderful beings, but no sentience came out of the terrestrial sky beasts. Instead, civilization flowered in the skies. One species from a line of waiting, stork-like predators evolved a brain that was large enough to imagine and act upon the world. Their feet, already versatile to catch slippery, swamp-dwelling prey, got even more articulate and assumed the role of hands. As a compensation, they lost some of their aerial streamlining, but what they could not do with their bodies, they were more than able to make up with their minds. Souped up. Their power of flight made the Pterosapiens a global folk, before they could invent nations and borders. With such an inherent ease of travel, ideas and individuals diffused too fast for social differences to ossify. Acting with a planetary awareness, they farmed their gigantic terrestrial relatives, raised cities of perches and fluting towers, harnessed the atom, and began to gaze up to the stars without having to compensate too much from the average individual's social welfare and without dividing up into quarrelsome factions. As egalitarian as their life seemed, they paid a stunting, inevitable price. Their hearts, even in its boosted state, had trouble supporting their power of flight and grotesquely large brains at the same time. As a consequence, their species had an ephemeral lifespan. A pterosapien was sexually mature at 2, middle-aged by 16, and usually dead by 23 years of our time. This grim cycle caused them to appreciate every moment of their existence dearly. They pondered upon it with feverish intensity. A shelf of scrolls by pterosapien philosophers would have been the envy of every human library. In their cities, life blazed away with unreal speed, rushing past to meet fleeting deadlines. As a species, the angelic flyers were victims of heart disease. Actually, no, this thing deserves to die. It deserves to have a short lifespan. It deserved it. It deserved it. It deserved it. He deserves to die. Do you see that? He deserves to die. What can we say? What's the caption? A pterosapien poses by the bizarre buildings of a seaside resort. At 10 days long, this will be the only holiday in her ephemeral life. Oh no. I felt bad until I saw how ugly it was. Ugly people deserve to die. Yeah, and before anyone in the comments goes, oh no, I'm ugly, do I deserve to die? I have a simple test to figure out whether you're ugly or not. The thing is, I would not allow an ugly person to be subscribed to me. So if you subscribe to me and you're still alive, it means you're not ugly. Because if an ugly person subscribed to me, I'd kill them immediately. So if you subscribe to me and you're not ugly, if you subscribe to me and I don't kill you, you're not ugly. So if anyone's here and you're not subscribed, try it out right now. Try out the ugly test. I'm telling you, if you are ugly, I will kill you. Simple as. Find out if you're ugly with this one simple trick. Okay. Hello. Hello, nobody. See, all of you are alive. I told you, if you're ugly, I would kill you. Do you think I'd let ugly people be subscribed to me? No. It's not sweet. It's not sweet. I don't want ugly people subscribed to me. So subscribe and I will kill you if you're ugly. But if you're still alive, live life knowing you're not ugly. Simple as. Okay. Asymmetric people, descendants of the lopsiders. Although contorted by gravity, the lopsiders managed to regain their sentience and develop a civilization in a short few million years. Squat, pancake-like buildings were spread all over their planet. These constructs looked like squashed bunkers, and they were never more than a few meters high. They did not seem like much, but such structures were entrances to underground houses, homes, schools, hospitals, temples, universities, but also embassies, prisons, asylums, command centers, and arsenals. They lived strange lives, but the lopsiders were human in all their virtues and evils. Thus, it was only natural for them to expand outwards and look for new frontiers to colonize. Fortunately, their solar system harbored other planets, similar to the lopsider homeworld in almost all respects except gravity. But they weren't willing to let such trivial details stop them. Throughout their history, humans had always risked changing themselves to preserve their future. It was a risky gamble, but it had paid off since the days of the Martian Americans. But re-engineering the flattened lopsider body for benign gravity was a monumental task indeed. Suffice it to say that the experiments took millennia to achieve even limited success. After countless attempts, the asymmetric people were born, or rather made. Their bodies were changed considerably. What had been shovel-like toes to slither through the high-gravity dirt had become centipedal legs, and the singular grasping hand was elongated to an extreme degree. Their grotesque faces had been inverted and turned upside down after reverting from a flounder-like existence. Sorry, I had to hiccup again. Okay, I'm done hiccuping. I think I'm drinking too much coffee and that's why I hiccup. Twisted as they were, members of this new race enjoyed tremendous advantages over their flattened forefathers. Their social development also paralleled that of the bygone Martian Americans. Once again, there was a golden age, followed by increasing tensions and interplanetary war. But unlike the Martians, the asymmetrics ruthlessly exterminated their parent race and went on to rule the solar system alone. On the way, they stumbled across the remains of the Q and the Star People and advanced immensely. Triumphant on their own realm, they turned to the heavens for further exploits. Faye, you are not a fish. Yeah, maybe I'm swallowing too much air, and that's why I hiccup. Oh, cute. Oh, goodbye, Luwak. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. What helps with hiccups? Being a fish? An asymmetric nobleman poses nude to review his bizarre anatomy. Normally, these creatures dress up in elaborate garments that resemble heaps of interconnected and large stockings. This is his nude portrait. Oh, this is his e-girl era. Oh. Reminding myself I'm not a fish will stop the hiccups. That's a new one for sure. Oh. I mean, I'm glad he has the self-confidence to do this. I don't know if I agree with him having this much confidence. Ew. So sad. Look at that little butt. He needs to do some squats. He can fix this. We can fix him. We can fix him. Draw me like one of your French Martians, Leo. Exactly. I drink a lot of water. Especially when I'm streaming. I drink so much water. This is my tea. I have an iced coffee with me and I also have an iced tea. Because I'm just like... I just drink a lot. I'm always... my mouth. I don't know why I drink a lot. I just do. Yeah. Symbiotes, descendants of the parasites. You're a part plant in lore, so maybe you just need sunlight. Am I part plant? I don't even remember my own lore. I need to like... We'll fix it. We will come up with lore eventually. Symbiotes, descendants of the parasites. As time passed, the relationships between the parasites and their hosts got connected to such a degree that it began to involve a cooperation of the individuals. They were no longer single-sided relationships. In exchange for the host's nutritious blood, the parasites offered their heightened senses as early warning against predators and other hazards. A great arms race of symbiotic relationships thus commenced. Certain parasites offered their hosts larger eyes, others sharper senses of smell, hearing, or even additional defensive weapons in the shape of venomous saliva, malodorant sprays, or an extra bite. The hosts returned the favor with longer running legs, stronger bodies, and specialized ergonomic nesting sites rich in blood vessels and covered in insulating fur. Different complexes of parasite and host species evolved, compatible only amongst themselves. The development of such creatures was, in a way, reminiscent of the great modular colonies, thriving on their own world light years away. But unlike the modulars, the components of the symbiotes belong to different species instead of modified variations of the same basic organism. In eventuality, both relationships led to the same point: sentience. In the secluded forests of a certain continent, new parasitic species developed. They did not have the ballistic poison sprays, infectious stings, or the grossly hypertrophied arm claws of their relatives. Instead, these parasites offered a simpler bargain: an ability to think in return of total submission. Initially, this relationship was more like a horse and its rider, but after a few 100,000 years, the symbiotes could manipulate their hosts like puppets through a combination of tactile and olfactory signals. Fact, olfactory means smell. Do you guys know that? I know that. A few more millennia, and these combined beings developed an order not unlike our own, complete with countries, politics, and even war, albeit reduced in the newly globalizing world culture. In this age, technology filled most functions of the hosts, but a thriving husbandry of these creatures still remained due to tradition and simple efficiency. An average symbiote would begin the day on his business host and move onto a more comfortable domestic one when he returned home after work. And perhaps on the olfactory television, he would smell news of the excavations of the million-year-old Q ruins, of the marvelous discoveries salvaged from the star Menrex, or of the enormous radio arrays that rose everywhere to listen to the stars. It was a pattern that was being repeated all over. That's a lot. So he's listening to the radio, except it's like smell-o-vision. He has a smell-o-vision, and he also has like a work organism and then a home organism. Has anyone here read the Dune series? That was kind of like a similar thing in the Dune series. There's these things called chair dogs, and they're literally just dogs that evolved to be chairs, and it's just dropped into the story, never explained. It's like, yeah, they're sitting on chair dogs. Yeah, so I was just like, that's just how Dune is. Like, things are just like brought up with like no explanation. Like, yeah, chair dogs, naturally. I'm like, okay, buddy. That reminds me of that. Kind of like, oh, cute. Oh. Yeah, I guess they're just piloting it like a mecha, but it's like a flesh mecha. Fleshka. Let me slip into something more comfortable. Switches bodies. Exactly. It kind of looks like a platypus if you like have really bad vision and like squint your eyes and like take out your contacts, I guess. I don't know. That's just a head crab from Half-Life. I actually haven't played Half-Life. I already played it for like a few minutes, so I was really confused, and that was like a decade ago. A symbiote poses on one of his several hosts. In the background can be seen some of their rural housing with man-sized doors for the mindless hosts and smaller holes for their intelligent patrons. Oh, hello, Noko-chan. Hello, Penny. Penny, our dreadful. Yeah, hello. I feel bad for anyone who like joins in the stream and doesn't know what's happening, but also I feel like this is like, it's probably been worse things in my streams. It's fine. Let me. He slurp. Okay, yeah. Well, it's nice. I guess there's like tall doors for the human, and Yeah, it's like human garages. Park your human and get onto your home human. It's more comfortable. I mean, I don't know. Like, does the human get fed? Does the human get to watch the smell-o-vision? Does the human get to sit there and watch smell-o-vision with you, or smell the smell-o-vision? I guess. I mean, there's worse ways to go. There's worse ways to go. You just watch the smell-o-vision and relax. I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. Let's keep going. Sail people. This sounds delightful already. The fingerfishers were already among the most divergent of the post-human races. With harpoon-like digits and almost crocodilian muzzles, they looked nothing like their parental stock. But even this form would look conservative to their sentient descendants. With many small scattered islands, isolated subcontinents, and differentiated niches, their homeworld was an evolutionary cauldron where isolated members of certain species could, under the right circumstances, evolve into wildly different forms. This condition was similar to the island realms of Madagascar, Galapagos, or Hawaii on Old Earth, except that this time it was on a global scale. Some descendants of the fishers, trapped on lonely islands, grew smaller and developed their fishing claws into graceful wings. Others took directly to the sea and became the analogs of whales, dolphins, and mosasaurs. Within this evolutionary bubbling, one particular lineage gave rise to the ancestral sail people. Some descendants of the fishers, trapped on lonely islands, grew smaller and developed their fishing claws into graceful wings. Others took directly to the sea and became the analogs of whales, dolphins, and oh wait, I just read that. I'm sorry. I think. Yeah, okay. They too elongated their fingers into wings, but these were not used for flight. Instead, they became sails that drove them effortlessly across the oceans. With fingers turned into sails, they used their mouths and extended tongues to catch their pelagic prey. These organs eventually assumed the role of fishers' long atrophied, dexterous hands. The need to better navigate the endless seas put an inevitable pressure on their memories, and the sailors' brains grew correspondingly. It was only a matter of time until one of these navigators became smart enough to think. Even when sentient, the sail people still needed a long time to achieve any sort of social stability. Their scattered world made for a tremendous diversity of cultures which competed and fought just as resiliently. Across generations, untold flotillas of tribal warriors battled each other in epic-spanning, pointless conflicts. Nomadic warriors and pirate societies inevitably came into being, prolonging the uncontrollable cycle of violence. Only when a certain warrior tribe developed warfare on an industrial scale and the state society needed to support it, and then, when this notion of modernity gave rise to an idea of peace, did the sail people finally manage to unify. Generations of blood had stained the oceans for far too long. The car human is mindless, or at least close to it, so I don't think they need entertainment. Same. Nice, they're just warmongers. For no reason. They just were. A sailor goes hunting with his harpoon-wielding companion in the background. Extremely violent by nature, these people frequently resort to savage hunting campaigns to quell their bloodlust in modern life. Notice their tongue-derived hands and the accompanying flying creature are actually one of the sail people's distant cousins. Oh joy. I mean, it kind of sounds like they eventually made peace. Yeah, they eventually made peace. I mean, it's a start. Good for them. Question mark. Okay, Satyriacs, descendants of the hedonists. Their pleasure-drenched existence, locked between their static paradise world and their inherently slow pace of evolution, seemed immune to change. Perhaps this was true for 1,000,000 years or so, but on larger scales, complete stasis was a fable. During a particular era, geological upheavals threw up huge masses of land over the shallow oceans of their world. The hedonists, until then trapped on a singular island no bigger than today's Iceland, were not late to colonize these new pastures. This was more of a necessary exodus, since the events that raised the new lands had also thrown up enormous clouds of ash that smothered the atmosphere and blocked out the sun. Their innocence finally spoiled, most of the hedonists died out, unable to adapt. The only survivors were fast-breeding freaks who had abandoned the reproductive quirks of their ancestors. It was these forms that colonized the newborn continent and gave rise to a multitude of species, which included the Satyriacs, sentient heirs to the hedonists. These beings resembled their ancestors to a great degree, except that they now sported enormous tails, boneless organs of balance woven out of extended pelvic muscles and fat. Along this appendage, their entire bodies were reoriented in horizontal, almost dinosaurian postures. Although they had abandoned the frantic reproductive strategies of their ancestors, their social lives still retained a delightful tint of casual promiscuity. The Satyriac civilization was quick to establish itself globally, for even with the additional land masses, the terrestrial domain of their world remained no larger than Australia. For a while, 3 and then 2 land empires competed each other, before dissolving into a myriad smaller nations and finally reunifying into a coherent world order. From this point on, the Satyriac world once again became a valhalla of pleasure, with festivals, concerts, and ritualized orgies punctuating every working week. This time, however, it could all be savored by true intelligence. Well, it sounds like they did all right. I mean, they look. I was gonna say I would be a part of this society until I see them, and yeah. Oh, he's at a rock performance. It says, Satyriac audience goes wild as the performer hits the climax of his song. Such events are an everyday part of the Satyriac life. Oh, hello, completely fried potato. I don't think I've met you before. Nice to meet you. So they have rock concerts every day. Is that even like a camera on the top? Are they filming him? Maybe that's so funny and sad. Oh gosh, they just they sing and have fun and make love and. Yeah, but they look like that. This is this is a great introduction to me, truly. This ain't get much better than this. Slurp. He slurps nervously. This book is really interesting though. It's very crazy and kind of gross, but it's very good. Yeah, whoever recommended me this, what would Satyriac rock sound like? What the heck is that thing? That is, I don't even know how to explain anything in this book anymore. It is, this is what humans evolved into, I think. One of them. Yeah, it is something. It is what it is. Bug facers, descendants of the insectophagi. Over time, their insectivorous ancestors came to resemble their prey. Hardened, leathery faceplates, one used for defense against stings and bites, ossified and became integrated into the jaw structure. Their hands and feet, with reduced numbers of fingers and toes, developed into pincer-like affairs. Even their metabolism reverted partially into ectothermy in the balmy, lazy climate of their planet. But it was none of those adaptations that gave them the edge in survival. Simply put, a congenital defect allowed them to regain their sentience. Even after the smothering by the Q, the genes of the star people remained dormant in their cells. Through pure coincidence, one lineage of the insectophagi developed an atavistic throwback, resulting in larger brains, which just happened to be useful in cracking open insect nests with crude stone tools. Humans with like a million quotation marks. It was all downhill from there onwards. Although millennia long in itself, the development from stone axe to spaceship was an eye blink in geological time. Like many other species, the bug facers passed through consecutive cycles as agrarian, in their case, hive farming empires, colonial endeavors, industrialization, massive world wars, and finally, globalized world states. But there was one thing that set their development apart from all other post-human species. They faced alien invasion. History does not record much about the invaders, except that, unlike the Q, theirs was a singular effort, and it was beaten off in an intense cycle of orbital and terrestrial wars. Let me scroll down for you guys. Although vanquished, the invaders did succeed in leaving behind their traces. They introduced their own flora and fauna, which flourished on the bug-facer home planet long after they departed. More importantly, they imbibed the poor bug-facers with a pathological interspecies xenophobia to the point that they were fearful even of their post-human cousins on other stars. Through an ironic twist of fate, their fears would become more than justified, though not just yet. The bug-facers still had time. Wow, so they got invaded, but we don't really know who. It was not the Q. No joke, I was waiting for one to evolve into waifus. If only husbanders, cat boy, and cat girl planet. Please, 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 please. Elon Musk, I will forgive you. I will come to respect Elon Musk if he actually invents cat boys and cat girls. Oh. Drugs, not even once. He's a celebrity. Oh, a bug-faced celebrity, arguably the most beautiful girl on their planet, poses before a coastal village. In the distance can be seen gas bag-like tree creatures, relics left over from the mysterious alien invaders. Oh, this is the most beautiful woman in the world for these guys. That's awk. I mean, I guess she has kind of like a cute little, like, off the shoulder top. I personally wouldn't wear that hat, but like I feel like she makes it look about as good as it could look. I'm trying to compliment. I'm trying to be nice to their celebrity. I'm trying to pay my respects. Not all aliens can be cute and appealing like me. Who's more of a celebrity, me or this bug? I don't know. It could be her head. I'm not sure. Who's cuter? Who's cuter, me or bug-faced celebrity? Who's cuter? Who's cuter? You guys better answer this right. Who's cuter? I'm waiting. Who's cuter? Me. Bug-faced celebrity, no! She's cuter. Oh my gosh. You wish I was like her, huh? I'm sorry I can't be like her. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry I can't be like her. I'm sorry. I'll be like her someday. Bug-face model win. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That'd be terrible. Oh no. Let me sip coffee to mentally recuperate. Oh no. It's the hat. You guys have all been entranced by the hat. That's why you like her. Donate for a bug-face model. It's so sad and tragic. Who illustrated this? I wonder if they have like a Tumblr or something. Do people use Tumblr anymore? Anyways, okay. Good for her, right? Good for her! I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous of Bugface. I'm sorry I can't be more like her. Astraromorphs, descendants of the Spacers. Initially refugees, the Spacers were quick to master the vastness of interstellar space. Their isolated space arcs joined together and multiplied to form a gigantic interlocked artifact that was large enough to contain entire worlds. But no planets lay inside the Astraromorph capital, only cavernous gravity-free bubbles where the inhabitants could finally develop to their fullest. Freed from the constraints of their weight, their bodies grew spindly and insectile, with individual digits extending into multitudes of thin, versatile limbs. Other than these, they only developed organs where they derived jet sphincters, which went on to become the principal means of locomotion. But above all were their brains, their bulging, swollen brains. With no hindrance from gravity, the human brain could grow into unprecedented sizes. Each generation devised experiments that produced offspring with greater cranial capacity, giving rise to beings who went through their everyday lives thinking in concepts and structures scarcely comprehensible to people of today. The physiological limitations of the human mind had long since been debated. Now it was established that these limits were indeed real, and individuals who could break them would likewise conquer new grounds in philosophy, art, and science. Everything changed. Yet some aspects of humanity, such as the basic desire to expand, remained. To this end, asteroomorphs built great fleets of globular subarcs and spread their influence across the heavens into every stellar cluster and every star system. Within less than 1,000 years, the galaxy was straddled by a new and far more alien empire of man. Strangely enough, its dominion included none of the newly emerging post-human species, for its masters had completely lost interest in planets. Wait, let me scroll down for you. Those stunting gravity-chained balls of dirt and ice. The newborn ark settled comfortably in the outer rims of star systems, quietly observing the lives of their struggling relatives. For the first time in history, there were actual gods in the myriad human skies. They were silent and weren't even noticed for most of the time, but their watchfulness was ultimately going to pay off. Trying to see. So I guess they had big heads and they, I think I already saw that on like Google Images when I was trying to make a thumbnail for this. So I'm like not too afraid of it. Oh, I don't like that, whatever is dangling. Not a fan of that. So you just walk around like that? He rolls up to the grocery store and everywhere, and did you say what's on his head? Or is that just how it is? Or is that the sphincter with which he moves around? I don't want to know. I've already learned too much. Ooh, sip coffee. We have another plot twist. Second Galactic Empire. Over time, the sentient post-humans began to reach out to the galaxy. They inevitably stumbled across the ruins of the Starmen and figured out their interstellar ancestry. These discoveries were followed by a realization that there might be others like them, unimaginable distances away. Thus, the fledgling civilization set about to probing the skies. The contacts, all established by radio communication, were not spread out evenly. The empire began little more than a few million years after the Q left, with the first dialogue between the earliest killer folk and the Satyriacs. A few thousand years later, they were joined by the Tool Breeders, hailing out from the ocean depths through looping radio arrays. Oh no. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Yep, I guess that is the sphincter with which he travels. It's not the creepy claw hands. Cool. I hate that. Okay. The second wave of sentient species joined in during the following 10 million years as the modular whole Pterosapiens and the fledgling asymmetrics contacted their celestial cousins. Finally, in the next 20 million years, newly evolving civilizations such as the Saurus, snake people, parasite/symbiotes, and the sail people successively contacted the burgeoning galactic empire. The bug facers were aware of the whole process, but due to their xenophobic experience, they only opened up after a staggering 40 million years of silence. This union was an empire of speech, for actual travel between the stars was too difficult to be practical. Like the bygone colonies of the Starmen, the post-humans cooperated through unrestricted exchange of information and experience. Although covering every aspect of an astonishing variety of cultures, the Empire's efforts focused on two main issues: political unification, though not homogenization, and galactic awareness, constant readiness for possible alien invasions. Everybody had come across the remains of the mysterious Q. Nobody wanted a repeat of the same scenario. When the Second Empire ran into the asteroomorphs who had silently saturated the galaxy with their own empire of man, they feared the worst. But luckily for them, the godlike beings were not interested in the Second Empire, nor any of its worlds. The asteroomorphs were given a wide berth and accepted as they were incomprehensible, omnipotent forces of nature. This coordinated effort lasted for almost 80 million years, during which its member species attained previously unimaginable levels of culture, welfare, and technology. Each species colonized a few dozen worlds of their own, in which nations, cultures, and individuals lived to the fullest potentials of their existence. Needless to say, all of this was possible only through constant communication and a total openness to the galaxy. Most communities took this for granted and dutifully participated in the galactic dialogues. But there were others, silent, darkened beings who refused to join in. Through them would come the ruin of the Empire. Oh, cool. So they achieved, like, as close to a utopia as they could have with free communication, and then it gets destroyed again. Whee! Oh no, it was the Ruin Haunters. Gravital, descendants of the Ruin Haunters. After the lesson of the Q, Second Galactic Empire kept a constant watch against alien invasion. Ironically, they neglected to look among themselves. The second great invasion of the galaxy came not from outside but from within. The Ruin Haunters, who were lucky enough to inherit the secrets of the Starmen and Q when other species were mere animals, had experienced a tremendous advance in technological prowess. All in all, they were as sophisticated as, if not more, than the asteromorphs of the void, but their ascendancy was not a sane one. Recall that most Ruin Haunters were already deranged with a twisted assumption of being the sole inheritors of the Starmen. They refused to communicate with their relatives on other planets, and they kept to their own affairs. This neurotic hubris assumed truly dangerous proportions after the Ruin Haunters modified themselves. The origin of this modification lay in an earlier catastrophe. The Ruin Haunter's sun was undergoing a rapid phase of expansion, and the species, advanced as it was, could do nothing to stop the process. So the Haunters did the next best thing and changed their bodies. The internal conditions of the solar expansion meant that a biological reconstruction was totally out of the question. Thus, the Haunters replaced their bodies with machines, floating spheres of metal that moved and molded their environment through subtle manipulations of gravity fields. In earlier versions, the spheres still cradled the organic brains of the last Haunters, but in successive generations, ways of containing the mind within quantum computers were devised, and the transformation became absolute. The Ruin Haunters were replaced by the completely mechanical Gravital. While not even organic, the Gravital still remained human dreams, human ambitions, and human delusions of grandeur. This, combined with mechanical bodies that allowed them to cross space with ease, made interstellar war a frightening possibility. No! So it's like the Matrix. Like I guess they just have like they just live inside a computer, but then their body is a machine, kind of. It's kind of yeah. Matrix is like alternate reality, right? Anyways, nice. It is This is going to bring about the end of the Empire. I guess the Second Empire. No. Imagine this being the last thing you saw. Tragic. Let's keep going. Oh my gosh. Machine invasion. It took a long time for the Gravital to prepare. Propulsion systems were perfected, and new bodies capable of withstanding the interstellar jumps were devised. But when they finally decided that the time was nigh, nothing survived the slaughter. The invasions followed a brutally simple plan. The target world's suns were blockaded, and their light was trapped behind specially constructed million-mile sails. If the dying worlds managed to resist, an asteroid of 2 finished them off. Enormous invasion fleets were built, but it was rarely necessary to deploy them. The machines had caught their cousins completely off guard. The Great Dyings, all of which occurred in a relatively quick 10,000-year period, stretched the boundaries of genocide and horror. Almost all of the new human species, unique beings who had endured mass extinctions, navigated evolutionary knife edges and survived to build worlds of their own, vanished without a trace. Even the Q had been loyal to life. They had distorted and subjugated their victims, but in the end they had allowed them to survive. To the machines, however, life was a luxury. Such thorough ruthlessness was not, ironically, born out of any kind of actual hatred. The Gravital, long accustomed to their mechanical bodies, simply did not acknowledge the life of their organic cousins. When this apathy was mixed with their unsane claims as the sole heirs of the Starmen, the extinctions were carried out with the banality of, say, an engineering team tearing down an abandoned building. Under the reign of the machines, the galaxy entered a brand new dark age. Oh no. Well, I guess at first they all lived in, or no, at first their brains were actually in this body, but then I guess they just all had their brains in a computer. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, no. Oh no. a rare instance of a direct invasion by the machines on one of the shore cities of the killer folk. Most of the time, the inhabitants of the Second Empire were wiped out globally without the necessity of such confrontations. Oh no. So sad. Oh no, the killer folk, was the killer folk the one who had the really good rock concerts, or was that someone else? I feel like I'm gonna reread this book eventually, but have like 2 copies of it open at once, because I'm like, I need to cross-reference like what everyone became and who's fighting with who and whatever. Oh, the killer folk. Okay, Control F. I'm gonna see killer folk. Wait, who is this? Wait, that's him? Oh no. Wait, actually I don't feel as bad that this one died. He kind of deserved it, to be honest. Oh, the Satiriacs were the rock band guys. Oh. Satiriac. That sounds like a good, like rock band name, the Satiriacs. Okay, let's go back down to where it was. Oh, the model, I remember her. Okay, let me find. Yep. Oh, so sad. Tragic. Let's see. Okay, when considering the invasion, the machine invasion brought on the greatest wave of extinctions the galaxy had ever seen, for it was not a simple act of war by one species against another, but a systematized destruction of life itself. When considering such a vast event, it is easy to get lost in romantic delusions. It is almost as easy to write off the Gravital as evil as it is to consider the entire episode as a nihilistic end of Sorry, I had to hiccup. A nihilistic end of everything kind of scenario. Both of these approaches are, as they would be in any historical situation, monumental fallacies. To begin with, the Gravital were not evil, at least not to their own perception. These beings, although mechanical, still lived their lives as individuals and operated inside coherent societies. They had surrendered their organic heritage, but their minds were not the cold, calculating engines of true machines. Even after giving orders that would destroy 1 billion souls, a Gravital would have a home to go and, as incredibly as it might sound, a family and a circle of friends toward which it felt genuine affection. Despite being endowed with compassion, their harsh treatment of the organics was the result of, as mentioned before, a simple inability to understand their right to live. Imagine being, what's the ant and highway analogy? Explain it to us. Furthermore, the Gravital did not constitute a singular, indivisible whole whose entire purpose was to wreck the universe. True, their technological advancement had allowed them to form a pan-galactic entity, but within itself, the Machine Empire was divided into political factions and even religious faiths. Superimposed over these fault lines were the daily lives and personal affairs of families and individuals. Like any sentient being, they had a sense of identity and thus differing agendas. Nor did the machine invasion mean the end of everything. There certainly was a widespread destruction of life, but what was lost was only organic life. Consuming energy, directing it for reproduction, thought, and even evolution, the machines were as alive as any carbon-based organism. Despite the turnover, life of a sort survived and as would be seen, even preserved some of its organic predecessors. I have to know, what is the ant and highway analogy? I'll Google it. An ant in an anthill next to a highway has zero understanding. Oh wait, sorry, let me click on this Reddit. I don't know if this was from the Reddit post, but an ant in an anthill next to a highway has zero understanding about the significance and purpose of the highway. Humans are the ants and the universe is the highway. Isn't that the plot of that book and movie? My mind is blanking. Isn't that the plot of that book series that humans, Earth needs to be destroyed to build a highway? What book is that? Oh, it's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah. I haven't read that yet. I haven't read it yet. Or seen the movie, to be honest. I am one of those dweebs that like, I mean, I won't roast movies. I think it's just fine to enjoy movies, but like, I'm actually a dweeb where there's a lot of things I've read as a book and I haven't seen as a movie. But I haven't read Hitchhikers yet. Is it good? Is the book series good? Oh my gosh, we're almost at the end of the book. We only have like 20 pages left. Okay. Oh, subjects. Many descendants of the bug facers. The bug facers, racially shy and xenophobic due to their background of repeated alien invasions, became the first species to face the gravital onslaught. As ironic as their fate seemed, the bug facers were the luckiest of the posthumans. Instead of being exterminated like the rest of their cousins, they survived as the only organic beings in the machine empire. The precise reasons for their retention remain unknown to this day. Perhaps the machines hadn't perfected their ruthless apathy by then. Or perhaps they pitied the poor organics and allowed them to maintain a stunted parody of an existence. Whatever the reason, the bug facers endured. But they hardly resembled their original ancestors anymore. Genetic engineering, the lost art of the galaxy-threading Q, and later the tool breeders as well, was mastered almost as comprehensively by the machines. Not hesitating to warp the beings which they did not really consider to be alive, they spliced their way into the bug-facer DNA, producing generations of literal abominations. Would a woman or man of today show any apprehension towards reassembling a computer or even recycling trash? Such was the attitude of the triumphant Gravital. Yes, Bug Waifu survived, and I am a dweeb in fact. You are correct, and I am proud. Thus, multitudes of subjects were produced, distorted to such an extent that even the meddling of the Q seemed comparatively timid. Most of them were used as servants, caretakers, and manual laborers. They were the lucky forms. Some submen were reduced to the level of cell cultures, useful only for gas exchange and waste filtering. Others were molded into completely artificial ecologies, baroque simulations that served only as entertainment. Some machines, with their still human ambitions, took this practice into a new level and produced living works of art, doomed one-off creatures who existed purely as biological anachronisms. Be it as tool, slave, or entertainment, humanity narrowly held onto its biological heritage, while its machine cousins reigned supreme for an unbelievable 50 million years. Oh no, it's still not over. It's still not over. Something else is still gonna happen. Oh. Is this the bug facers and they were turning it into like works of art? And let's see, it says the bug facer archetype, flanked by two of his twisted descendants. To his left, a phallus-bearing polydactyl bred as a sacrificial offering in one of the many different machine religions. To the right, a one-off work of art, designed to play its modified fingers like a set of drums while ululating the tunes of a certain pop song. Oh no! They made Hatsune Miku into a bug. Oh no! Oh no! And this was the one that had the celebrity, right? The celebrity waifu. Oh no! Bug Queen too beautiful. She raised up the machines. Oh no! Oh no! So sad. Yeah, she deserves it. You know what? You guys said she's prettier than me, and she got turned into this Bug Queen drum hands abomination. So that's what happens when you say that someone is prettier than me. Remember that. Please remember that. I am a very sane and mentally well-adjusted woman, FYI. Smash that like button if you just joined. Oh, we get 2 pictures in a row. What's this? Who's that? Ew, I hate how the ship has an antenna, I think. Unless, I don't, this book, like, makes less sense as you go on. I love it. I love it. Oh, joy. Let's see. The other machines. Recall that despite its galaxy-cradling might, the machine empire was not homogeneous. It contained dozens of differing factions that did not always agree on everything, including the treatment of their downtrodden biological subjects. Some machines, over a process involving several religious, social, and philosophical doctrines, began to comprehend the universality of life and the common origin of organic and mechanical humanities. Initially, such individuals lived in seclusion or withheld their beliefs from the world. They secretly engineered lineages of subjects that could live, move, and think as freely as they could. In a few memorable instances, the engineers fell in love with their creations, and their martyrdom inspired other machines to think just a little differently. Whoa. Wait, who did they fall in love with? Oh, I see. They were still. My stepmother is prettier than you. No! No! I will do a lot for you guys, but I will not murder people for you. Probably. Probably. Okay. So they kept breeding them, and they started to be like, oh, my pet is kind of cute. Like, they probably crossbred, like, cat boys and cat girls. Do you think World of the War? I think that's HG. I think I could read War of the. Sorry, I'm interrupting the page. I think I can read War of the Worlds. I think it's on public domain. I was googling this yesterday. Okay. Eventually, the ideology gained enough momentum to be practiced openly in everyday life. However, the sect of toleration soon ran into odds with their hardline pan-mechanical rivals. The seething intolerance between the two factions finally broke free when some tolerant machines wanted to set worlds aside for the unrestricted development of biological life. All hell broke loose in the Machine Empire. The apparently seamless monolith of the galaxy experienced its first short, bitter civil war. The war did not cause any lasting damage, but it plainly illuminated one fact. Wait, I have to hiccup. Sorry, I hiccuped. Okay. The greatest entity the galaxy had ever seen was not without its problems. Wow, so they're basically opening up nature preserves. It's like they colonized everything, then they're like, let's open up nature preserves and let nature flourish. That's like, well, H.G. Wells and Jules Verne's are public domain. Oh my gosh, yeah, I could also read what's it called? Journey to the Center of the Earth, or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Sorry, I'm getting excited about reading. I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, so they basically open up nature preserves and start having pet. This is like the queue all over again, but this time it's like machine people. What is he doing? Why? Is it? Ooh, 10,000 Leagues is good. Oh no, I have so many books I want to read. I don't know. There is no caption for this picture, so I don't know what's happening. But Gravital and Bugface a relationship. Oh, I see. So I guess the Gravitals kind of, they developed, like, they're not, yeah, I see. Maybe the caption's the next page. But I could, oh, did it say that not all Gravitals are balls? I see. Okay, so this is, wait, ew. I was imagining them as, like, pets, but this is kind of, like, romantic in nature, I think. I don't know. That's kind of gross. I mean, this is a man and like his or woman. It's like a AI waifu, or like a it's like a body pillow, except the body pillow is alive. I don't know why I try. Okay. Next level, I love my Takimakura. Yeah. The fall of the machines, return of the spacers. In the longer run, the internal struggles of the Machine Empire just might have led to its downfall. But there's no need to wait that long, as the Empire died a shorter but immensely more cataclysmic death. For a long time, the Machine and the Asteromorph empires had been eyeing each other nervously. They hadn't yet run into open confrontations, as the Asteromorphs kept mostly to their outer space arcs, and the Machine Empire occupied the planets. In almost every inhabitable solar system of the galaxy, the same upside-down tension built up between organic beings living in the void and machines inhabiting perfectly terrestrial worlds. Power was evenly balanced between the two rival empires. Moreover, this balance evolved forces strong enough to destroy planets en masse. Each side knew that any kind of war would result in mutual annihilation, and only insanity could start such a conflict. Well, the post-Civil War Empire of the Machines did go insane, in a sense. In order to divert attention from internal struggles, it needed a new enemy to consolidate its rival's faction against. How unwise that this enemy came to be the Asteromorphs. It is unnecessary and nearly impossible to describe the carnage that followed. The conflicts lasted anywhere up to a few million years, and the resulting loss of life, both mechanical and organic, made the initial machine genocide seem irrelevant. When the cosmic dust settled, the winners displayed themselves. The conquerors were the Asteromorphs, changed beyond recognition after 50 million years of continual self-perfection. Their grossly hypertrophied brains stretched out like wings on either side, and their finger-derived limbs had formed an intricate set of sails and legs. Endowed with superior technology and limitless patience, these beings almost completely destroyed the machines, despite losing a substantial number of their own species. The conflict also thrust the Asteromorphs into the affairs of their long-neglected human cousins. As impossible as it seemed, some of the machine subjects had survived the ordeal. Now the asteromorphs could no longer look away. With the machines gone, it was up to the asteromorphs to clean up after them. They took up the subjects and used their genetic heritage to populate entire planets. During this age of reconstruction, which lasted for another 2 million years, many asteromorph world builders emerged as true gods, creating inhabited worlds almost out of scratch. Their subjects, meanwhile, became the inheritors of a truly new, war-torn phoenix of a galaxy. Wow. Whoa. Hello, ASDF, ASDF. Yes, simp. Who's the simp? Me. It's true. I can't deny it. This is... You might not like it, but this is literally peak mankind. This is peak performance. That's his brain stretching out like wings. You might not like it, but this is quite literally peak performance. Millions of years of evolution. This is it, you guys. Pack it up. This is it. You don't need to lift. You don't need to get a better haircut. You need to grow your brain out like wings. I like how this one survived because it just, like, left everyone alone. It was just doing its own thing. Heat radiator. Happy ending. Yep, I guess that's about as good of an ending as we can get. But I'm just scrolling through the future pages. So there's more. It's not over quite yet. Let's see. The post-war galaxy. When replenishing lost worlds, the asteromorph gods also took measures to ensure the continued safety of their creations. The abrupt rise of the machines had shown that unless carefully regulated, the wealth of the stars could always host a race of pan-galactic usurpers. The asteromorphs, watchful but ever transparent, did not want to interfere directly. Instead, they produced terrestrial versions of their own kind to regulate the galaxy. They adapted their delicate ethereal fingers into spidery limbs and shrunk their brains considerably to readjust to the rigors of gravity. The resulting sideline was stunted by asteromorph standards, but it still produced demigods in every sense of the word. The only thing you lift is books? That's good. Nice. Yeah, your brain. We don't need muscles, we need brain. Actually, is the brain a muscle? It kind of is. Anyways. These beings, known often as the terrestrial spacers, or simply the terrestrials, nurtured and controlled the development of the post-war civilization on many planets. They acted as caretakers, prophets, kings, and emperors, but also as grim reapers as the occasion dictated. The endeavor did not always proceed as smoothly as planned, of course. It's not always according to Keikaku. Most of the time, the newborn races refused to heed their mentors, and in several cases even rebelled against them. Needless to say, this crime was always punished with a swift extinction. Furthermore, even the terrestrials grew corrupted. Instead of offering guidance, terrestrials on many planets simply played God, weaving contrived religions around themselves to shamelessly exploit their subjects. It was not ethical or even productive, but this method seemed to guarantee more stability than actually trying to bring up the new races. This way or another, organic sentience reclaimed its dominance in the galaxy. The new empire, managed by terrestrials, populated by a myriad descendants of the subjects, and overseen ultimately by the omniscient asteromorphs, achieved greater progress and a longer-lasting calm in the galaxy than all of its predecessors combined. Wow. Wow. So it's just playing God and being a god, and that's helping bring peace somehow. Cool. A nude terrestrial shows the highly divergent, yet still bizarrely human anatomy that is the characteristic of this species. These particular terrestrials maintain a religious hegemony over their clueless subjects, dressing up in elaborate veils and headgear to assert their divine inheritance. Is he wearing a hat? No? Whoa. Ew. I think we should just nuke the whole galaxy at this point. I think none of these deserve to be alive. They're all disgusting. They didn't even... Billions of years of evolution, no cat boys. Unbelievable. You're telling me not one cat boy or cat girl evolved? Or even like a bunny boy or bunny girl. I don't know why, but my brain just went, imagine this as like a dating sim, but like they made them all like cute. It's like, there's like a cat boy, cat girl planet, and like a dragon boy, dragon girl planet, and like a mermaid and merman planet. That would actually be kind of based. I guess it's like, I guess it does. There's kind of anime like that though. I feel like Monster Girl anime have become more popular over the past decade. Is there Monster Boy anime? Wow. But yeah, they deserve to die for being ugly. The new machines. Long after their fall from grace, the machines still clung on to existence. During the initial aftermath of the war, the Asteromorphs had planned to exterminate every last one of them, only to discover that the machines were simply too useful to destroy. For millions of years, they had perfected the interface between mind and machine to such an extent that they could live and operate in the most inhospitable conditions. Such beings, deprived of their galaxy-straddling power, would make invaluable contributions to research and exploration in the new empire. There was a sense of poetic justice in all of this. The machines, who once distorted biological lifeforms to their whim, were finally treated to a similar fate. To begin with, the Asteromorphs completely scrapped their ability of self-contained gravitational manipulation, the very force that had rendered them invulnerable in the first place. They were given finite lifespans and slightly numbed imaginations so that history would not repeat itself. The degradatory nature of these changes, however, did not imply an overall regression. Unlike their ancestors, the new machines were endowed with nanotechnological bodies that could remodel themselves continuously, which meant that they could come in every shape and size imaginable, and that some could not. A machine citizen could live for some time in the void of the space, conducting research, and then transform into a completely different body planned for a holiday on a cometary halo, tropical jungle, or a methane ocean. He or she would also make the trip personally by growing temporary hyperdrives and ramjet engines. Despite their breathtaking versatility, the machines were never as common or prominent, even after completely accepting their role as lowly citizens of the new empire. The greatest wars in conceivable history had ingrained the organics with too deep a mistrust of their mechanical neighbors, and the new machines were always treated with a degree of discrimination. The sins of their fathers had come to shackle this most splendorous of all human species. Wow, so they could just they're just like, oh, let me turn into a ship and fly to another planet, and then let me turn into a submarine and go around in the ocean. It's kind of a weird way to live life, but kind of based in a way, just become whatever you want. I don't know, like you don't need to have a car. You just turn into a car and you go to the grocery store. It's kind of convenient in a way, I guess. I don't know. Ooh. Listen, I don't know, the tentacles give me the heebie-jeebies. You know what I mean? I don't like the long tentacles, but I'm happy for you, Chief. Or sorry that happened. I guess I don't know. A machine citizen of the new empire, she sports a dazzling pair of branching arms that suit both the latest fashion trends and her job as an artisan. Machines following fashion might seem unusual to a reader of this era, but never forget that these beings are human intelligences, only in different bodies. Well, I kind of thought they were cuter as spheres. I don't know, but you know what? She likes her fashion and she feels good, so just go off, Queen. I guess. Let's keep going. Oh my gosh, only a few pages left. Let's see what happens. Second contact. With successive waves of machine-aided discovery and colonization, the new empire grew exponentially. Such was the growth of wealth and progress that its description would need the use of concepts that remain unexplored today. To talk with a man of today about the comings and going of the new empire would be akin to giving lectures of the 20th century geopolitics to a hunter-gatherer. This magnificent entity was not blind to the universe around it. It tuned in its eyes, ears, and sensors and probed the events of the surrounding galaxies. The new galactic suspected that the surrounding nebula might also have their indigenous folk, and it was wise to contact them before misunderstanding or conflict could occur. On a darker side, these observations also served as lookouts for potential invaders. Even then, the memory of the Q was not forgotten. The discovery was eventually made. One of the neighboring galaxies was showing patterns of activity that were the unmistakable signs of a sentient organization. Some thinkers reveled in the discovery of a new civilization, while others feared a return of the Q. Fortunately, the second encounter with an alien species proved to be a peaceful one. Perhaps the intelligences of both galaxies were finally mature enough to meet without quarreling. The other galaxy was dominated by connected unions of different beings, presided over by various kinds of amphicelli, bizarre creatures that resembled giant snakes with heads on both ends, one of which bore a secondary retractile body that they would use to interact with the world. Apparently, they had undergone alternating series of regressions, evolutionary radiations, and self-imposed genetic makeovers, just as humanity had. With all of their wild difference, the amphicelli were welcome. They were the first, but surely not the last. I just don't get fashion. You're right. You're right. Amphicelli, are they cute? Let's see. They're not too bad. Yeah, it's very interesting. An Amphicellus ambassador with spaceships typical of their kind, her strange body plan betrays an evolutionary history as complicated as that of humanity. Wow, so she's like a snake, but also the tongue inside the snake, I guess? Well, that's what evolution will do to ya, I guess. Let's go. Yeah. Earth Rediscovered. The purpose of this work is not to describe the limitless progress that followed the cross-galactic contact. One could go indefinitely, chronicling how the United Galaxies re-encountered and subdued the Q, how they cradled their suns with artificial shells, multiplying their inhabitable zones a billionfold, how they crisscrossed interstellar space with wormholes and made travel a thing of the past. Ultimately, descendants of those beings even conquered time itself, prolonging the existence of their minds indefinitely via rejuvenating technology. For a time, all men were gods. Sorry, let me hiccup. But from your vantage point, one discovery truly stood out in this orgy of advance. Compared with gargantuan achievements like the taming of space and the construction of the star shells, it was a mere blip, revelation of a long-forgotten trivia. This was the rediscovery of Earth, the birthplace of humanity, where the omnipresent asteromorph, the star-gliding machine, and the millions of humble resident races could all trace their origins. It was made quietly by a singular researcher combing the vestiges of forgotten history decade after decade. Millions of years of wars, invasions, and extinctions had buried the evidence thoroughly and comprehensively. When she finally came across irrefutable evidence, nobody was around to celebrate. That would come later. Oh. By the time of Earth's rediscovery, humans have diverged considerably from their ancestral forms. It's like a new generation Pokemon. True. Well, I don't even know what's going on here anymore. Is that like aren't the new gen pocket monster just waifu and husbando in disguise? Some of them really look like that, yeah. This is I guess it's on like an iPad. Maybe that's the researcher asteromorph on an iPad. I don't know. Maybe it's Upside Earth on the iPad. Let me sip coffee. Oh my gosh, we're almost at the end. Coffee. Return. The discovery sparked a certain amount of interest, though nowhere as much as the other breakthroughs had. To most humans of the cosmos, their ancestral birthplace was simply an interesting piece of information, a piece of trivia with which they had lost all ties. Still, a ship was sent forth, and it landed without ceremony. For now, there was no intelligence left on Earth. Too far away from the main centers of the population, it had been completely ignored, gone stagnant and feral. But still, it was home. When the explorers stepped out, human feet trod on old Earth once more. After an absence of 560 million years, mankind was back home. Nintendo knows what they're doing. I think so. It probably drives merchandise sale for the wrong... for people that were Pokemon was probably not originally intended for. Earth, that's us, I guess. Aw, so sad. But there's some nice plants still. It looks like nice, like the desert, I don't know. That's cute, I guess. Oh, we're almost at the end. Oh. Oh, is this a word from the author of this galactic journey? All tomorrows, I must conclude my words with a confession. Mankind, the very species which I've been chronicling from its terrestrial infancy to its domination of the galaxies, is extinct. All of the beings which you saw in the preceding pages, from the lowly worm to the wind-riding sail people, from the megalomaniac gravital to the ultimate galactic citizens, lie a billion years dead. We are only beginning to piece the story together. What you read was our best approximation of the truth. Why did they disappear? Perhaps it was a final, unimaginable war of annihilation, one that transcended the very meaning of conflict. Perhaps it was a gradual breakup of the United Galaxies, and every race facing their private end slowly afterwards. Or perhaps, the wildest theory suggests, it was a mass migration to another plane of existence. A journey into somewhere, sometime, something else. But the bottom line is, we honestly don't know. Ultimately, however, what happened to humanity does not matter. Like every other story, it was a temporary one, indeed long, but ultimately ephemeral. It did not have a coherent ending, but then again, it did not need to. The tale of humanity was never its ultimate domination of 1,000 galaxies or its mysterious exit into the unknown. The essence of being human was none of that. Instead, it lay in the radio conversations of the still human machines, in the daily lives of the bizarrely twisted bug facers, and the endless love songs of the carefree hedonists, the rebellious demonstrations of the first true Martians, and, in a way, the very life you lead at the moment. Many throughout history were unaware of this most basic fact. The Q, in dreams of an ideal future, distorted the worlds it came across. Later on, the Gravital, with their insane desire to recreate the past, created the biggest massacres in the history of the galaxy. Even now, it is sickeningly easy for beings to get lost in false grand narratives, living out completely driven lives in pursuit of non-existent ultimates, ideals, climaxes, and golden ages. And blindly thinking that their stories serve absolute ends, such creatures almost always end up harming themselves, if not those around them. To those like them, look at the story of man and come to your senses. It is not the destination, but the trip that matters. And what you do today influences tomorrow, not the other way around. Love today and seize all tomorrows. Bum-ba-da-dum. Whoa. Wait. Wait, sorry, I can't. Let me zoom out so you could see the ending. Wait, I have to drag my... Oh. Ah! Wait, okay, yes. Where's my book? Okay, wait. Sorry, I have to drag this up. Because I have the PDF. The author with a billion-year-old human skull. So that's them. That is the author. C.S. Kosemen. That is the author. Kosemen? I forget if that's their actual name or a pen name. I forget. But yeah, that is the author. That is the person who wrote this book. But wait, who are they then? Because they said they're not humans, they're not a machine. Who is it? Who are they? Are they... Is the author the Q? Wait, what if the author is the Q? That is the author. It says it right there. That's the author. What if he's the Q? Because it said that the asteromorphs went extinct, and it said that the machines went extinct. How does Faye fit into all tomorrow lore? Well, I am not the descendant of a human. Did you see those things? They were disgusting. What if I'm the Q? Wait, what if we're all the Q? Because humans are gone, but you guys are something. What if I'm Q, and what if you're also the Q? Oh my gosh. Oh, the amphicephaly. I almost forgot them. Amphicephaly. Oh my gosh. Who am I? Who are you? You're not humans. Unless the humans came back. Nah, you're Aiden. That's... could be so. Yeah. No. That is the actual author. You're wrong, KK1. That is C.S. Kosemen. Wait, but isn't that like a pen name? Isn't that a pen name? Oh wait, sorry, I'm trying to go on Wikipedia. I just want to see him. Images. Wait, what is the actual? Is this him? Oh, is this him? This is him, I think. C.S. Kosemen. Who's the author? This man or this man? Just kidding. I think this person wrote the book. I think this person. What if this thing is the symbiote and it's controlling this man to write the book? What do you think of that theory? That's my headcanon. Is the author dreaming of being an author? Is he really the author? I think that this thing is piloting this man to write this book. Thoughts? Of course I'm right. I'm always right. Hee. That was a really nice book, you guys. Thank you. Whoever recommended me this. That was really fun to read that together. Oh, he plans to rewrite it and expand on a lot of stuff. That's so cool. All Tomorrow's extended universe. It's like Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's All Tomorrow's cinematic universe. That's cool. Oh, yeah, that was very interesting. Ooh. And I feel like I'm gaining, like, reaching out to a new audience by reading this. So I definitely want to read more books on stream. And I love sci-fi. I feel like it fits in with my channel. There's a sequel, All Other Tomorrow? All Other Tomorrow. Wait, there's more? Whoa, All Yesterdays. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, there's more. There's more. Oh my gosh. Wait, that's so cool. Oh my god. Oh wait, whoa, there is. Sorry, I'm like. Let me move this. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, wow. That's cool. Oh, I feel like a new literary. Yeah, Jules Burns would be cool. Oh my gosh, South Scrimshaw Part 2. Oh my gosh. We have so much to look forward to. So much fun sci-fi shenanigans to get up to. I'm glad everyone enjoyed reading. And I hope that if you think, like, let me go to my cute chat screen. I hope that, like, if you think that you're not a reader, this could change your mind and you could be a reader from now on. Or at the very least, you'll show up for me when I'm reading streams, because I need your watch hours. That's all you are to me. Just kidding. Like, wow, ooh, happy. Yeah, I don't know. I have fun. Oh, I can't believe the year's almost ending. I have 2 more weeks, but then, so next 2 weeks I'll be around, although kind of busy. But then, last 2 weeks of the year I'll be gone. I'll be gone the week of Christmas and New Year's, but I'm trying to cook up some pre-made content so I could share some things with you guys over at Crimbus and gain the specimen member army. Yeah, grow the specimen member army. Yeah, yay! That was so fun. Oh, Reddit short stories. Oh, yes, I like reading. I'm glad people are okay with listening to me read, because sometimes I stumble over words or hiccup or whatever. So I'm glad you enjoy my my live reading experience. Yeah, so cool. I don't know. What's everyone's plans for this fine Sunday? Yes, we'll incubate the specimen member army. I think I have to, like, you know, study, probably cook some food and do my normal weekend things, but oh, I'm glad you guys had fun. I will probably do my normal, like, studying and cooking and whatever, but also I'm trying to work on a little bit of behind the scenes stuff for to enjoy during, like, Christmas and the New Year's. Definitely, I actually have 2 shorts that are written up and recorded, and I just finished. I have, like, a rough draft of a long video, because I haven't made a long science video in forever, so I'm working on that. And also just talking to some different artists about getting, like, more like a stream overlay and getting my own background or whatever. So yeah, look forward to good things. I always say, I mean, I love being like a grad student. If you're new to me, I am a full-time grad student in real life. I won't say my like exact area of study just because I feel like grad school is a small world and you might find me. But wait, I have to hiccup again. I always hiccup on reading streams. Maybe I just drink too much and it makes me hiccup. But yeah, I am a full-time student in real life, which like I really like it. I really appreciate it, and I'm so happy I could learn a lot. But man, I feel like I have so many cool ideas for VTubing and not enough time in the days, not enough time in the day to accomplish everything. But hiccup ASMR. I hope the microphone doesn't pick up my hiccups. That'd be embarrassing. Yeah, but I have a lot of things I want to accomplish with VTubing and like new fun ideas, spread science, spread a love of reading and sci-fi. And I can't always accomplish everything at once, but maybe I can accomplish everything slowly over years and years or months, or I don't know. Look forward to it. I have a lot of things, a lot of new things I want to try out in the new year with VTubing. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Christmas is so soon though. Christmas. Yes, my alien home planet. I have brought back the culture of Grimbus. Some Earthlings are good. I like Christmas. I like Christmas. I like getting gifts and giving gifts. I need to buy gifts for everyone. I feel like I feel like as I get older and my siblings are adults, like we're all adult children, but like I feel like people get less excited for Christmas as they grow up. It's like, oh, you know, I'm in my mid-20s or whatever. I don't need to buy gifts or I don't need to like receive a bunch of gifts and give a bunch of gifts. And I'm like, no. We're all adults, but I still want a cute Christmas with wrapped up gifts and you know, just like enjoy the festive spirit. I'm not religious, but I just like the feeling. And yeah, I like Christmas lights and eating food. Yeah, I think it's funny. It's like, yeah, who doesn't like a jolly obese ancestor giving you free stuff? Exactly. And then I guess also if you get older and you balance out your financial situation, you have like more money to spend on everyone's gifts. That's nice. Yeah, it's funny. Usually I spend the holidays with my dad's side of the family because my alien parents are divorced. They've been divorced for decades, whatever. But it's funny. My dad's side of the family, whenever they have parties for Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever, they have like really good appetizers. They always have really good appetizers, and like I end up eating more appetizers than actual food because they always get like a cheese plate and like fresh smoked salmon and like dips and chips and all kinds of tasty things. Oh, and then those little party meatballs. I don't know, like little party meatballs in a slow cooker. So I always end up eating like more appetizers than actual dinner, but it's so good. I love it. I always like of course I'm like, oh, I get to see my family and, you know, enjoy the holiday spirit or whatever, but I'm always like, oh, the appetizers. When we're driving over to their house, it's like I go hug everyone, say hi, and then I beeline for the appetizers. I love the appetizers. Bye, Waffle. Have a nice day. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'll end the stream in a minute. I'm just chatting with everyone, and I don't know. What is Christmas hunting? What does that mean? Christmas hunting? I'll Google it. Christmas hunting. What is that? What does Christmas hunting? Like literally like hunting on Christmas? I've never gone hunting. Actually, yeah, I think I would feel like bad. I know it's very like I don't know if the word is like ironic. So it's like I'm not a vegetarian or anything. I'll eat just about anything. But if I had to like kill an animal with my own hands, I'd feel so bad and guilty. Even though hunting is probably more ethical than actual like farming. But I don't know. Yeah, I haven't been hunting before. Oh, I did try to shoot like a rifle or a gun before though, but it was like the guns really scare me. They're so loud. They're so loud, and it like, whoa, you hunt rabbits and boars and eat them. I bet it tastes good. I mean, I would eat them. I would just feel so guilty killing. Not that you should feel guilty. I literally eat meat like regularly and cheese and just consume, like I'm just generally an unethical person, but I would feel guilty. I think I shot a rifle one time at a friend had like a farm. I was visiting a friend over the holidays. They had a farm, and like I shot a rifle. Like their family showed me how, but I was like, yeah, it was scary. It was so loud. I don't know. It was so loud. It was so loud. I'm too weak for that. And then we rode like ATVs. I don't know. Yeah, you could tell I'm really adapting to the American lifestyle as an alien. Hmm. Yeah. You're invasive, so it doesn't feel bad. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that is true. Sometimes there's invasive species that. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I love sushi and sashimi. I love like. I feel like I think raw fish tastes better to me than cooked fish usually. I mean, I like smoked salmon actually, but like. I love sashimi. I love poke. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, when I'm going home for the holidays, I like think about all the food that I eat there that we don't really have where I am for school. So I'm very food driven. Carp is invasive across the pond. I don't know if I've eaten carp, but I think I would try most fish. Oh, I really like eel sashimi. Like freshwater eel, saltwater eel. Eels are so cute though. But yeah, they're yummy. Sorry, eels. If there's any eels watching this stream, I apologize. They're just yummy. Yeah. But I'm really glad everyone watched me read a book today and last week, and I'll definitely do it again because that was so fun. Okay, and if you're not in the Discord, it's not too late to join the Discord. I'm not asking anymore, I'm telling. Carp tastes like mud. Unadon, yeah, unagi, so yummy. Anyways, I'll stop rambling your ear off, but I'll try to upload a schedule today or tomorrow. I think next week I might not stream much again because I'm gonna be out of town next weekend. But yeah, I will see you guys all around and have a good Sunday. And you like reading. You like it now. Okay, farewell. Bye bye.